Hello, and welcome back to another Dokkan battle video. So we finally have STR UI's EZA actually live in-game, and I do like him a lot, as I mentioned quite a few times. He is weak to Universe Survival Saga LRs, so just make sure that you bring a couple of those and you should be aight. I don't have the LR Android, or not the LR, the like Dokkan Fest androids, and even if I did, I probably still wouldn't use them. But that's basically just the only thing we have to worry about here, is just making sure that we have our Universe Survival Saga allies linked up with other LRs. That way we can actually do damage to this guy, because otherwise you just kind of don't. Technically, you could use LRs that aren't on this category and just blitz it with better units, but I'm using the correct category, so it is what it is. Anyway, back to STR UI himself. He is actually incredibly powerful. I do actually really like the way that they handled him. They gave him a really solid, like, EZA. Essentially, he's the same unit, but he has more to him. He has actual super attack effects. He has chance to get up to, like, 84% chance to dodge, which is kind of crazy. And then he's now building up crit as well, so you can just go full additional with the guy and be perfectly fine. So I do really like what they did with him. It does definitely make me hopeful for what the other units going forward during the anniversary are going to look like, especially because this is literally a countdown celebration EZA. It's not even like a mainline EZA. So it does make me hopeful that we're going to get like some really powerful stuff going forward. Now, I do think that Gogeta and Broly are easily going to be the #1 units in the game. I see really no way that they don't make them crazy, because every single year the anniversary characters have been basically the #1 units in the game. I know a lot of people were like, oh, like recently Orange Piccolo has kind of stayed at the top despite not really being an anniversary level character, and you know, the anniversary coming out after him. But I see no way that both Gogeta and Broly are worse than characters that dropped in 2022. So that's just my thing. I really hope not, especially when we do get towards the end of the celebration, and we get all the art content. No, remember, the blue zone's coming, so just think about every single character in the vacuum of the blue zone, and I just have a very hopeful feeling that this anniversary is going to be absolutely phenomenal. That we're just gonna pog out, is what I should say, really, right? So, let's see. Currently, we have STR UI, who's really good. We have the free-to-play Gogeta, who starts as a T-War, he doesn't stack dodge, but he does get dodge when he super attacks, which is an interesting little mechanic. And then we have, the free-to-play, soon-to-be LR Beerus, as well as the Int Frieza, and all the units seem like they have the potential to be kind of good. So I'm definitely a lot more hopeful than I think a lot of people are. And I know some people always try to be really pessimistic about literally everything, and I just feel like that's just annoying. So I am someone who's a lot more positive when it comes to these celebrations. Like, I never hated on the 8th anniversary. I thought the 8th anniversary was pretty good pretty much the entire way through. I like every single unit. Again, there's some units I like a little bit more than others, mainly between the two main headliners. I prefer the GT unit a lot because I just like GT. That's just like my thing. I like the Super Saiyan 4 form. And this year, I really like Gogeta, so I'm gonna be summoning for Gogeta. I don't really care. Broly, I'm gonna try to get eventually, and if I don't get him, I have more than enough red coins, so I'm not worried about it at all. So it's really a thing where I think this anniversary is gonna be really good, especially if part 2 is Beast and Cell Max. I think everyone is probably gonna be perfectly fine. I know a lot of people are like, I saw people saying, "Thank God Beast isn't for anniversary," and I'm like, are you like on crack? Like, what's the problem with Beast Gohan? Like, Beast Gohan is legitimately really cool. I don't understand why a lot of people are like, oh, Beast sucks, I don't want Beast for anniversary, that'd be a terrible anniversary. It's like, what do you want then? It's like, do you want anniversary like Garlic Jr.? Like, what are we talking about? Like, it's just one of those things that doesn't really make a whole lot of sense to me personally. So I'm really hoping that all those negative Nancy's, you know, take the stick up out of their ass and, you know, start to enjoy things. Because this is going to be the time where we enjoy things. And mainly, I think the biggest thing is the fact that the blue zone exists is what's going to really help the celebration, because it's going to make so many units that weren't able to be usable. And I just am extremely happy about that. Because we've had all these units that dropped last year, right? That required a certain kind of enemy that just didn't exist. And now those enemies are actually coming out. And it's making me incredibly excited for the potential that they have. Now, obviously, it might be a little bit late for them because characters like Turles, Baby, 13, Jiren, right? Those are some of the main ones. That physical Zamasu from the Worldwide Island Celebration, right? Some of them might not be strong enough anymore for the content, depending on how hard they actually make it, which I assume is going to be the hardest content in the game. So, you know, it could potentially be a little rough, but at the same time, they're actually going to be able to use their full kits. So we really haven't been able to see them do that effectively yet. So I'm just hoping that the power creep isn't so high to the point where we're not even able to use those units anymore, because then the events for them came out way too late, and it'll just be really unfortunate. But I am incredibly excited though, regardless. I think my biggest thing, right, is that we're getting all this content, and I'm loving it. But I'm more interested in what's going to come after the anniversary, because the anniversary is never really a problem, right? The anniversary is always great. My problem is they need to step up the monthly Dokkan Fests this year, or else we're going to have very serious problems. Because last year we had so many monthly Dokkan Fests that just weren't able to handle the content. Like, I'm pretty sure every single monthly Dokkan Fest, except for like who? No, just the regular ones. I guess 21 was just unable to really stand out. Because like 21 is just good. She's just solid, right? But unless you were a big Celebration Dokkan Fest, you just struggled. And I think that's a problem going forward, because we can't have that for a full another year, especially if the units aren't hype enough to carry their own celebration. We can't have more Hails and Super Shrunkses, right? And Tournament Power Androids, right? If you're not going to make these units strong enough to handle the content that we're releasing throughout the year. So I'm just hoping that not only is the anniversary content hard, right, and allows us to use different kind of characters, but also that we're able to actually get monthly Dokkan Fests that are able to help out in those events. Because I don't understand why we dropped the Fusion Zamasu stage and then dropped 8 units that all suck for that stage. It just doesn't make any sense to me. So I would prefer, if going forward, that just didn't happen this year. But looking back on things, you know, you never know. The Dokkan devs could just decide to get a little quirky, a little silly, a little funny. I mean, we're already starting off with a big change. We're getting an Extreme Class character in part 1 of the anniversary for the first time since the first anniversary. So it's really just going to be a waiting game to see what happens. I'm hoping for good things. I really am. 2024 should hopefully be like Dokkan's like prime year, because like we're getting EZA 2. We might be able to use like unawakened like arts, and I love so many unawakened arts. That's gonna be really big for me personally, as someone who likes customizing their profile like every single month to match the Dokkan Fest, especially when I get them. If I don't get them, then I don't do it, but like if I get them, then I do it. Then again, I did get Super Saiyan 3 Goku, and I never made the Super Saiyan 3 Goku profile. It was just 21 the entire time, and it's still 21 right now. But that's essentially how I'm feeling about a lot of things. Obviously, my opinions and stuff could change. This anniversary could end up being absolutely awful, and I would be sad about that because it has some of my favorite characters in it. But as of right now, I have a feeling that the anniversary is going to be great. Everyone's going to have a good time. We're going to get plenty of free stones. I'm not going to be spending a bunch of money on it, but I'm going to try to get every single character. And if I can't get a character, I'll probably just showcase them on like a private server or something. And then just go from there. And as of right now, We're kind of just in the waiting room. We should see the units in 3 days. I know we have 4 days left until the celebration starts. Like, this is day 4 of the countdown. But Gogeta and Broly will be shown off during a live stream on the 28th. So do make sure that you are around for that, because it is going to cause so much talks on Twitter and on YouTube. It's going to be videos everywhere. It's going to be so bloated. There's going to be like 27 million videos about Gogeta and Broly. So if you want to be up to date, make sure you're there for that live stream. Just make sure you're there. It's going to be great. Everyone's going to have a good time. I expect Gogeta to probably have the best animations in the entire game. Apparently he has a bunch of special animations, so that's really exciting. Anyway, let's go ahead and awaken this guy. I like doing this on video just because it's a good segue. I definitely will say, let me know how you guys feel about, you know, UI Goku and the current view of the anniversary that we have so far. What you guys think about it, how you guys feeling. Because, again, I think this anniversary has a lot of potential to be the best one ever. And I like the fact that we're starting off with something as good as STR UI's EZA. So do let me know how you guys are feeling about it all in the comments down below. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys all in the next one.